Hey guys, it's Melvin, and today I'm going to be bringing you the first track review for this YouTube channel. I'm actually going to be reviewing two tracks, Hooligan and Sons and Critics by Baby Keem. He released two singles over the weekend on September 18th on Friday, and it's been about 3 or 4 days since the releases came out. So I'm going to be reviewing both of those tracks for you. I've been listening to them, and these are just basically my thoughts and opinions on both of them. And I'm basically going to be breaking both of them down into two parts: the beat and the lyrics and vocalists themselves. So let's just get into it. So the first track I'm going to be reviewing is Hooligan, which is the first track on the EP, if you want to call it that. I don't want to call it an EP, it's just two singles, but anyways. So let's talk about the beat for Hooligan. It starts off with like this piano triplet sound, which is, it's cool. It's kind of gets you in the vibe. It's kind of like hypnotic in a sense. It's very simplistic, and it's basically the same thing throughout the whole beat. Like, that's okay and all, but me personally, I like my beats to be a little bit more, diverse, give me something more than just like a simple thing, unless it's very catchy. And I mean, I guess you can say it's catchy, but I mean, it's not for me. I'll just tell you straight up that this track isn't really my favorite. It's very simplistic. The piano triplet goes on for the whole track. Even the hi-hats follow the triplets. There's a flute synth melody that does come in, like, you know, before the chorus, and it does make the beat a little bit more interesting, which, I guess is the best part of the beat. Really, it gives you a little melody to kind of sing to if you're not listening to Baby Keem. And that's pretty much it for the beat. The beat's very simplistic. It is what it is. Let's talk about the lyrics and Baby Keem himself. This is probably the best aspect of the whole track. He keeps this very childish flow, which is like kind of like what he's about. It's like what he does. It's probably also due to like how his voice sounds. Sounds very like kind of like that baby voice that's been going around in the music industry, in the hip hop scene. Which, I mean, it's kind of his style. Like, it's the baby voice, but his voice is very different to, like, let's say Cardi doing the baby voice. His baby voice sounds a little bit more natural. As far as the lyrics themselves, I wouldn't say there's nothing really special about it. Nothing surprising as far as wordplay, pretty straightforward rapping. He further establishes his style of rapping with this track. Um, there's a little bit of fun that he has with the chorus. He has this thing where he goes, which I guess it's cool. Like, first listen, I really didn't, it kind of came out of left field. I wasn't really expecting it. It feels kind of like it's misplaced, just coming out of nowhere. But I guess after listening to it, after, maybe like 4 or 5 plays, you kind of just get used to it. Especially me, I was sitting there listening to it maybe like 10 times while writing this review. And I mean, that's really it about this track. It's not really my favorite. I think most of my friends think it's their favorite, which I guess it's okay. Like, it serves its purpose. It's pretty straightforward. It's really simple. I mean, he has a few cool bars, I guess you can say, but nothing really special for me here. The beat's kind of boring. And yeah, I mean, like, the triplet thing, I feel like it's a gimmick almost. Like, I feel like a lot of people like go with this triplet feel just to add, this kind of offset, but still like be easy to follow, which is fine. But like, add some rhythm to your beat or to your flow. Add some rhythm to the song. I feel like the triplet thing can be a gimmick after a while. All right, so now I'm gonna be going to Sons and Critics, which is my favorite off of the two. Let's talk about the beat. So this one kind of controverses the last beat. It's a little bit more rhythmic, also with a piano, but the piano is a little bit more fun in my opinion. It goes in and out throughout the track. Like, you hear it come in, then they'll drop it out. It also drops. It moves in between 2 octaves. So if you don't know anything about music theory, it just starts at like this kind of like this mid range, then it'll go up to the high range, playing the same line basically, and go back down. which is really nice. It adds some variety to the track, to the beat. And then let's see what else. The 808 is pretty. It's pretty a simple 808 pattern, but it's hard hitting. It's very fat, and it kind of does that octave thing as well. And I mean, it's solid. It gives a bounce to the beat, which is nice. I'll definitely say this beat's a little bit more like kind of like you can probably dance to compared to the last one. The other one's more kind of like a vibey song. The hi hat has some actual rhythm to it instead of just straight hits, unlike the last one. This one's not really focused on triplets. It's more kind of like that duple feel, if you know anything about music theory. And I mean, yeah, it has some rhythm to it. There's some song, I guess you can say swung parts or syncopated parts throughout the track with the hi hat. There's also this low pad sound. It kind of like creeps up real quick, just really subtle, just to add some more variation to the beat. And it has this fast attack that's panned to either direction, so it creates that immersion with your beats. I feel like a lot of producers really need to be doing that now, because I mean, it sounds cool. It kind of makes you feel like you're within the beat, if that makes any sense. And then the producer, whoever produced it, I didn't bother to check. I'll leave an annotation or something in like, like maybe right here. And then the producer, he has a little bit more fun with this one. If he didn't produce the last one, this producer has fun with this one. He makes the piano a little bit more interesting within like the third verse. He adds a subtle little counter melody, which just adds some more variation to the beat, which I'm always a fan of. And he doesn't even leave it in there for a while. It's just for like maybe like half a minute or something like that, half the verse, and it just keeps it interesting. And overall, the beats created in a way where like it kind of just fits right under Baby Keem's voice, because like I said before, Baby Keem's voice register is pretty high. And I mean, like the way it's kind of like made, like the beats covering every frequency range except for like where his beat kind of sits. So his voice kind of sits. So it sits like it fits just perfectly like with Baby Keem's voice, which is, I think he probably wasn't even going for that, but it is there, and I think it makes the song overall a little bit better. Speaking of Baby Keem's voice, let's talk about the lyrics and stuff. So Keem sounds like he's having a little bit more fun on this one. He has clever lines right off the bat. There's just one line that right off the bat that he says that kind of like, I kind of think it's cool personally. He says, "She on white, cause I energize her way too much." I mean, if you know what he means, then you know what he means. I think it's pretty clever. Another clever line he says towards the third verse, he says, "I'm a philosopher, she a brain doctor." Come on. It's like I said before, he has this very childish flow to him that like he kind of makes it work. The cadence in his flow changes up throughout the song, which unlike the last one his voice stays in like this triplet pattern, this triplet flow, which is, everybody got into that. And I appreciate that he changes it up a little bit in for this one track. With the chorus, he really leaves you thinking about its meaning. If you haven't heard the track, the chorus goes, it's a lot of sponge around me, lots of suns around me, real ones are drowning." If you know if you have an interpretation for that chorus, please leave a comment down below and let me know what you think. This is what I think. I think it's like, so there's like people around him, maybe his friends, bandwagons, whatever you want to call them. They're just trying to suck up his style, his money, his flow, what he has, what he is, etc. And he has so much that the real ones, in this case, are just drowning in this wave he's stirring up in the hip hop world. Or in other words, just simply they just can't keep up with him. That's just my interpretation. And yeah, that's basically all I have to say about the track. I mean, like I said before, it's definitely my favorite off the two. A little bit more fun, a little bit more, honestly, down to the lyrics, a little bit more clever in my opinion. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I'm gonna be doing more of these track reviews and album reviews. I'm just waiting, for a decent album that I'm kind of like wanting to listen to. I'll be honest, I tried listening to the new Alicia Keys album, and I wasn't really that big of a fan of it. There was a few tracks on there that I liked, but not enough for me to want to review it. I mean, if you're a fan, you just let me know, and I might do a review for it. But definitely gonna be putting out more albums and track reviews in the future. Anyways, guys, that's all I have for now. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.